The high river doesn't just impact people living near the river, but it also impacts those who make a living on the river. Let's go now to WDSU meteorologist Quaylin Murphy, who shows us more.
Lately, all eyes have been on the Carrollton gauge, but for those traveling where the rubber no longer reaches the road, those for whom the waterways are the highway, the gauge to watch sits under the Crescent City connection.
The gauge monitors air draft for the ship that's from the river to the bridge, so the air gap between the river and the bridge.
For ships, that's a big deal.
Clearance for the ships to enter the port of New Orleans.
The Port of New Orleans is the biggest port complex in the world, and the river rise is impacting some of the biggest vessels on the water.
So leading up to the crest, every day incrementally, you're going to feel more of an effect from the current acting on the ship and the other vessels on the river.
Barge and ship traffic is typically higher during this time of the year due to the grain export season. Officials say increased river currents, fog, and traffic on the water make decisions made by pilots even more critical. There's less time for correction and little margin of error when operating in a current this strong.
Along with the rising river, you also have silting that occurs on the bottom, and the contour of the river changes when the river is high. So that becomes something a bit unpredictable. But as a Crescent pilot, our primary focus is to facilitate the commerce and the movement of these vessels so that there's no interruption at the port and a business continues to operate as expected.
Even with river waters marching towards 17 feet, officials are not expecting any traffic hangups to or from the Port of New Orleans.
We have full confidence in our partners with the Corps of Engineers, the Coast Guard, the pilots as well, that we'll maintain all our schedules and everything's going to run on time and ensure safe navigation on the lower Mississippi.
I'm meteorologist Quaylin Murphy, WDSU News.
And we'll continue to watch the rising river, and we will send out breaking news alerts if the Corps of Engineers decides to open the Bonnie Carey Spillway.